she's a 10, but is burnt to a crisp.
11.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Chalked Podcast. I'm Bryce.
I'm Chris.
Enjoy the show.
How was your 4th of July, man?
It was good. It was super fun. We had a nice little retreat into a treehouse for the weekend.
Dude, I saw a picture of that. I remember you showing me a picture. That is insane.
Yeah, it was super cool. It was super fun.
I was like actually blown away that wasn't even like possible with Airbnb.
Yeah, like a straight up Airbnb. It's a treehouse. Yeah, the like guy
so
who was
cool.
hosting it like built it himself. It was really cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So was it like it was air conditioned and all that?
No, I don't think it had air conditioning, but it had. I mean, it was like cool. It wasn't like we didn't need a like fan or anything. They had like fans, and it literally had a fireplace, like Netflix TV, like it had everything. It was awesome.
That is so sick. Yeah.
Yeah, hammock chairs like on the front porch. There was 2 different porches. It was a blast.
That was insane. So for you were there for the 4th, or were you doing something else for the 4th?
No, we ended up because like it was supposed to be a different weekend, and then it got pushed back, and we pushed it back to July 4th. We thought it'd be a good weekend. And then for the 4th, we just watched fireworks, like on a bridge over the Lake Union, Washington.
Were they pretty nice?
Yeah, it was not bad.
Nice.
It was like the first time I ever like watched fireworks like that. Cause usually like when I'm back home with my like friends, like we usually just shoot our own fireworks and like, we'll like sort of see them in the distance, you know, but we're just like doing our own thing like at a lake usually, but
yeah,
it's fun.
That sounds fun. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. What'd you guys do?
So we started out and we went back to where I used to live and we floated down a river for 2 hours. And that was super fun. I've never gone floating. For the people who have floated before, I didn't know is literally you just get a floaty and you float down a river. Like I thought it was more than
chill,
that.
Bro.
No, it was so chill, and we were listening to music, drinking. Like it was fun, and it was just fun because we were like paddling with our floats to try to catch up to each other. But I got super burnt. I wore sunscreen. I wore so much sunscreen, and I'm like, it hurts to move. But then after that, we went to In-N-Out, and then we went back to my new crib. As you can see, everyone, I have a brand new setup.
Finally, it's looking good.
If you do want to check out the new stream, it's going to be absolutely amazing. But yeah, so it's much more professional in this new house. It's a lot bigger. I'm super excited for what's to come with both of our content. But yeah, so after In-N-Out, we came back, we drank, and then we actually got a fire pit at our new house.
Ooh.
So we put chairs around it and we just talked for like a couple hours till like 1 or 2 in the morning. It was super fun and
so
like relaxing. Yeah. So
house with the boys.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
Like this was like the first year, like everything's like starting to like open up again, you know, like this is the first year they did fireworks, like big fireworks in Seattle and stuff. And like we tried to go to this park and literally there's like lines to go into a park. And like you had to like, it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Well, that's like honestly so refreshing to see versus like everything that was happening with COVID. Yeah. Like all this stuff going on, like COVID shut down literally everything fun in our life for like years. And you know, it's so funny.
In the prime of our youth, you know?
Dude, like mid-college.
Yeah.
Just gone. Like a whole year gone.
You're supposed to have the best times of our life. We're wearing masks and
it was so rough. And I still have so many friends that are like, mostly family members that are super obsessive with like sanitizer, washing their hands, being like, just like always needing to like cleanse their body when they touch anything in public.
Yeah.
Are you like that, or do you chill? Like
I've like started to like relax back a little bit. My parents are definitely like that, but I mean, it just, yeah, I don't know. It's gotten a lot more easy to go places and not like feel like I'm like, you know, like doing something bad.
Yeah. And like, honestly, I really don't see anyone wearing masks like anymore, like at all. So, I mean, I definitely don't wash my hands as much as I used to during COVID, but, you know, washing your hands is kind of lame.
Yeah, I mean, I like to wash my hands. You don't wash your hands?
I wash my hands, but I wouldn't wash your hands. Like if you
Okay.
asked me to wash your hands, I probably wouldn't.
Like, are you emphasizing the R, like 2 R's? Wash
Yeah, the
your
double
hands.
your like a double R.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Welcome to the Chalked Podcast.
Thank you.
Do you want to start by telling everyone a little bit about you, what you do, and why you're here?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Wash. I'm a content creator. I stream on Twitch, and then I do TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all of that good stuff. Kind of something that separates me, I feel, is my just unique background in performing. I used to scream in heavy metal bands, and that kind of gives me a like unique perspective, I guess. And it shows in the energy I bring to my streams, and kind of I feel like my short form content is like very high energy and like it kind of makes you listen. And so I feel like that's kind of like the special sauce, if you will,
Definitely.
for my stuff. But yeah,
Nice.
do Warzone mostly, a little bit.
We were talking about COVID and washing our hands, and I am curious. I think you've told me before, but for everyone who doesn't know, where does the name come from?
So it has nothing to do with COVID, actually. When I was, I don't know, like 13, 12, I don't know, a long time ago, probably before everybody else in this chat was born, there was a thing called AIM Messenger, which was AOL Instant Messenger. And like you would just change your screen name like daily. And I don't know, I was like sitting on my bed one day and I was like, what'd be really funny is Wash Your Hands. That would be a hilarious name. I don't know. I was a dumb little kid. And then it kind of stuck, and I made that my username for everything. And then it was like, I can't change it. Like once you kind of get to a certain like point, I feel like there's no turning back, and it was, it's fine. And then COVID happened, and it was like super relevant, and then everybody asks me about it now. So I'm like, well, yeah, okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, I love the name.
It is a good name.
I like it. It always like new people come into the stream, and they're always asking like, where did the name come from? And like a nice little icebreaker, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice little tidbit.
And for the amount of time I've spent in your stream saying lock in.
Yeah.
And I have never, but now I have, but all that time I've never seen your show that you do. Can you tell them a little bit about your like Suds show thing?
Oh yeah. So I have, I don't know where it really came from. I think it was one of my mods came up with the idea. So like I play a lot of like really high energy music, and I've spent a lot of time finding like EDM that's like mixed with metal, so it's like accessible for people who don't listen to metal, but it's like dancey party atmosphere, right? And so I think one of my mods came up with it, and he basically was just like, we should have a club Suds, and I was just like, I love that. And so it's gone through a few iterations, but the newest one is basically this like photoshopped scene that I've put together with a friend of mine. And I found this little green screen Shrek that dances. And so I have DJ Shrek in there with the turntables, and I have these like big screens that like my camera is in. So it's kind of like you're in this like arena that has like, you're like at a show basically, and it like shows
so cool
people you're watching. And then I added these like little, I'm working on some more stuff, but right now I just have a couple of these like air cannons that I can hit. I can just like hit a button and it like sets off these air cannons, and then I have a fire one as well, which is pretty cool.
I love that.
It's really cool the lengths of like scene evolutions and stuff that people have like been going to, like especially with your stuff. Like it's just so like entertaining to like see something that's like not just a screen, like a game, and then like someone's face, just like having like some other cool stuff to look at. I think also during your, it was either birthday or something, on the like when you got like the guitar out and you had like the green screen and stuff. Like I like that. It's so cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the next iteration of the stream that we're working on. I have like a secret intro that we're working on right now that is like really, really ambitious, and I hope we can pull it off. But it's gonna be, if we can pull it off, I think it's gonna be like really, really cool. But yeah, that green screen stuff is like, that's like the next evolution. I did like a little bit in the subathon, but it was like not perfectly worked out, and like the camera I was using, like the cable could only be so long, so I had this long cable that was like going through, so I had to like, every time I went over to the green screen, which is like another wall over here, I had to like duck under that cable, and like it was a mess, but it looked really cool. And like, just, you know, the longer I stream, the more I like, I've said this a few times before, like on stream and stuff, but like ever since I stopped performing live, like I've always looked for that thing that gave me the same feeling of being on stage and like entertaining people with like that same energy. And there was just nothing like it, right? And then I kind of found that with streaming, and just as the time has gone on, it's just, the goal for me is becoming more and more clear that like when people watch the stream, I want them to feel like they just saw a concert, or like they want to, you know, they just saw a show, rather than, you know, like the game is great, right? But, you know, that's kind of backstage to the rest of everything else that we bring. And
yeah, it's a whole performance.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. You do a great job with it. So
thank you. We're, you know, I'm trying, you know, every day there's like something new. I'm like, all right, what like new effect can I like,
yeah,
you know,
it's fun to like play
and, like,
around with it.
people.
Yeah, 100%.
I am curious, what did you do for the 4th?
Nothing really. I mean, we did. I had my parents came in town this weekend, and so they were here Saturday and Sunday, and then they left early on the 4th. They had to go like back. They probably had, you know, some party or something to go to.
Yeah.
But yeah, they left early, and then I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll do a custom stream. So did a custom stream during the day, and then just hung out with the wife and the dogs, and made some food. It was
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Relaxing 4th. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's your top 3 favorite American meals to cook on 4th of July? Dishes,
okay.
I guess, not meals, because that would be
okay. I want to go with like a steak sandwich. I feel like that's got to be on the list. I feel like that's like an unconventional pick, right? But
like one of the ones you like dip, I'm thinking
prime rib dip. I'm thinking like a brisket sandwich. Smoked brisket sandwich. Hey, you know that we're, you know, this is no hold barred, right?
It's top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3. This is, you know, we're not like, you know, I want to put like a hot dog out there, but like
it's
you know,
so
hot dog's fine.
It's so,
but like a brisket, you have a brisket sandwich on the table and a hot dog on the table.
I mean, what are we
picking for the dog?
Really?
I'm not a huge fan of brisket. I like steak though. I'll take a steak sandwich.
That's a hot
I'm
take.
not a huge fan.
That's a hot take.
Brisket,
I don't know if you've had good brisket.
I feel like, yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
I mean, a nice hot dog with some mustard, some ketchup, some relish.
What's your hot dog loadout? Like, what's your like optimal hot dog loadout?
Optimal, probably. Well, mine's weird. Okay. But I've experimented.
Comfort over meta, you know, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Hey, season 4. This is my favorite hot dog to ever exist. It's mayo. Okay. It's mayo, chili, and cheese. Okay, for some reason the mayo just.
Yeah, I can, you know,
like it goes so well with the mayo and.
Sorry, what was that?
What was that?
What's going on? What's your hot dog loadout then, huh?
I have a few. I feel like you got to be in the mood for a few different things. Like if I just like am going for like a classic like Nathan's hot dog, I'm probably just putting like a mustard and a pickle on there.
Who's Nathan?
A whole pickle?
No, like a sliced up pickle.
Oh,
Pickle?
I like. Oh yeah.
I don't like pickles. So
Pickle.
I mean, I wouldn't.
On a hot dog.
Yeah.
Isn't pickle just
You have relish. You
Relish
put
is relish is like
Relish
is
from
like
McDonald's.
tiny
Relish is like
pickles.
sweet though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll like slice up a pickle, put that on there, and like mustard, boom. But like, I like a Chicago dog. Chicago dog is fire.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, we would have every single Tuesday. We had like off-campus lunches. So every single Tuesday, we had a friend who like lived really close, and so we would go to his house, and like we would just like grill up some dogs, and like it would be like we'd have like a hot link like 1 week, stuff like that.
That's fun.
It's like, you can kind of like play with the flavors. Like I used to do like a guac on the dog with like a hot sausage. Dude, it was
Interesting.
fire.
Well, sausage is different. Like
Yeah,
that's kinda,
We were towing the line. You know what I mean? We were towing
But you
the line.
decided
They were
you
experimenting
decided
with the glizzies.
you'd go to your friend's house and cook the dogs, and you said, "All right, well, my favorite dog has pickles on it."
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
thought that was like a sane thought in your mind.
Yeah, that's fire. Pickles are
Whatever,
fire.
dude.
Pickles are fire.
Bryce, what about you?
Pickles
What's
are
your
chalked, bro.
hot dog loadout? Is a Blixen with a into? What are we thinking?
Well, recently I've gotten into this thing that they call Seattle dogs out here. They put cream cheese on the hot dog.
Oh,
Bro, yeah, that's what I thought too, but it's actually pretty good. It's pretty
Really?
good. It's like
with
elevated
what?
mayo.
Just cream cheese?
You could put like I like to put like onions and like ketchup on too. Hey, you're looking at me just like I looked at you
I'm
with
trying to taste
the onion, the pickles.
Cream cheese.
It's a Seattle thing, I guess. I don't know.
I just the cream cheese is throwing me. That's
That's what
With
makes it a
onions?
Seattle dog.
Imagine getting a bagel, putting some nice cream cheese.
Yeah, bro. I love
then
a good
onions.
No,
I
that
love a
actually
good
kinda makes
onion
sense.
bagel and cream
Like-
cheese.
like- yeah. Okay. I kind of see you
100%.
with like like a little smoked salmon
Mhm.
like bagel situation. Okay,
Some lox.
I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Just
good.
to be clear here, I don't see it, to be honest. But to each their own.
Okay.
Wash likes brisket, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, I feel like you need a good brisket. I feel like you need to try some like some good brisket. Okay, I'll put it this way: brisket is either like horrible or amazing.
Yeah.
There is
I haven't
no
had
in between with brisket.
so long. So
Okay,
there's no
I
in
think you
between
need to
with
get
brisket.
some good brisket. You need to find a good barbecue place near you. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what the barbecue places are like around you, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to find one.
yeah, I do. But now that I moved, we live watching like 25-minute drive from everything.
That's
It's
tough.
like,
You just need to get a smoker now. You can make
Yeah,
your own
exactly.
brisket.
There you
yeah,
go.
That's
I gotta
that's
start
probably the
cooking.
worth the investment.
There you
or
go.
just DoorDash every day. God.
I love DoorDash. Okay, Wash, I've got a I was thinking about this the other day. You've got advanced GG,
Yeah.
you've got the gamer advantage, you've got Secret Labs, technically that is not very announced but is there.
Yep.
What with these like partnerships, I guess, or whatever the way that they like to be called different ways. What's like the worst email or DM you've gotten from a company trying to get you to promote their products or whatnot?
I've gotten a couple of good ones. My favorite ones though, there's two that come to mind right away. And this is just like not even like marketing 101, just like email etiquette, right? Like, and it happens a lot. It's shocking. Okay, so there's two. There's one, a company we won't name DM me on Twitter,
Face.
which honestly is like, that's fine. Like in the gaming space, that seems like that's kind of like normal. But they DM me on Twitter, and at the time, my name, like my like Twitter name, you know, is like at WashYourRhands, and then like, you know, everybody like does something like weird with the normal name. So like normally it's just Wash, but I just announced my partnership with Advanced GG, so it said Advanced GG Wash, like very obviously like what it is, right? And so they started the message off with, "Hey, Advanced GG." And I was like, what? Like, it was crazy. And then that was a while ago. And then recently I got another email where they called me Walsh. And it didn't happen once. They sent me multiple emails, and each one they called me Walsh in, and I
did you accept the offer?
No, it was like clearly not a good thing, but like Walsh. And then they were getting like aggressive because I wasn't answering. And
they're like, Walsh, come on, like, answer us.
You're not answering our emails. And I'm just like,
Walsh?
Who are you talking to?
Dude. They're like, yeah, you should have been like, hey, that is not my name. They're like, oh, Advanced GG, that is my fault. Please respond.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I think that's got to take the cake for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Crazy. That's really like, you'd think like these people that are trying to like promote other streamers or help get more sales on their products, they would like just proofread their email before they send it. It's just
what's crazy is like, to call me Walsh, first of all, you would have to see me somewhere else where I'm like calling myself Wash, right? And then like typing out "wash your hands" in the email and then typing Walsh. Like it's there. It's like all right there for you to look at when you're doing it. It's just amazing.
Yeah, the guy writing is like, why isn't this email "wash your hands"? I don't understand. Like, oh well, we'll just send it. We'll just send it.
That is actually crazy that I didn't even think about it. They typed your email out and then they proceeded to say Walsh.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It's wild.
That's hilarious. Okay. I'm curious about this, Bryce. I think we need to do this. I've always wanted to do this specifically. I know we've done a top 3 related to this, but I want to hear Wash's perspective. Okay. Number 1.
Wait, what top 3 are you doing?
I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
Number 1 best. Okay, number 1, just one.
Oh, I see.
Fast food place ever. Okay.
Uh-huh.
The number 1. Let me know.
Define fast food, because we've gotten, the last time we did this, lots of people were saying different things considered to be fast food that weren't, or the other way around. What are you considering fast food? Drive-through.
Number
1. Are you serious? That was so fast.
In and out?
I don't have to think about it. It's a guaranteed answer for me. I live within like 10 minutes of like 4 In-N-Outs, and like when I was a kid, In-N-Out was like so hard to come by. Like they were all like 30-45 minutes away, and like as soon as I had that available, I have In-N-Out like at least once a week.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely not.
Hey, I am as Californian as it gets.
Okay, that's fine.
I would eat. Yeah. I could like take an avocado. I'm so Californian. I could like take an avocado and just like bite an avocado.
No, don't do that. You're pissing me off. You wouldn't even put salt on it. You know what's so funny? Have you tried eating an avocado without like salt?
Yeah, it's like butter.
It tastes
eating butter.
I'll gag.
Really?
I love guacamole. I love avocado, but if it doesn't have salt, just the original taste of an avocado.
Really?
Like, I'll literally like throw up.
Really? You know, okay, try this next time. Next time you have like you're gonna put avocado on something.
Put the pickle on the cream cheese onion.
I mean, okay, slice up your avocado and put some tahini on it.
Tahini. I like
before you put it on like whatever you're gonna put it on. It is so good. Like you do like an egg, like a sunny side up egg or something.
Ooh.
Slice up your avocado, tahini on that. Yeah, banging.
Okay. Everybody, Wash is his favorite fast food place is In-N-Out.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Bryce, go ahead. Number 1. No top 3 crap. Number 1.
I'm
pick.
going to say
Don't you dare.
McDonald's
What the fudge?
because I didn't really think about McDonald's last time we talked about this, but like McDonald's is just consistent wherever you go, and you can get it anywhere. And the fries are I really enjoy McDonald's fries. Like I used to get McDonald's fries like as a snack when I was a kid all the time. I'd like because like our bus stop was in the parking lot of McDonald's, and so I would always get McDonald's fries. And yeah, I would say McDonald's.
I
Their
have something
chicken
that I think is
nuggets,
super
fire.
underrated at McDonald's is when you go inside McDonald's and you get the ketchup from inside that you dispense yourself. That ketchup, it's different.
So, yeah, it does that and the Sprite.
I don't know what it is, but it is
spicy.
It is crazy good.
It is good, yeah.
Okay.
I respect it. It.
Okay. Yeah, I love McDonald's. I'm gonna have to say Cane's.
I do like Raising Cane's.
Wait, does Cane's have a drive-thru?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Again, this is how
Cane's
much I
good.
haven't had Cane's.
Cane's
I
is
still
good.
haven't had Cane's. It's not like they've made a Cane's here since we've last talked about Cane's.
That's true. Cane's is beautiful. I have a to-go box of 25 Cane's sauces in my fridge.
I love that. I love that for you.
Why are they in the fridge?
Don't get me wrong. I love me some Cane's, but yeah.
What?
It's just so good. It's just so good.
I'm glad you explained that to me. Now I know what kind of person you are. You know, you like pickles on your hot dogs. Okay, I have to ask. I'm dying to know.
Okay.
You're a big guy with updates. You love all that stuff. Tell me your realistic, honest opinion on Fortune's Keep versus Rebirth, and do you think it was a good addition? All that stuff.
I love it, and I like it more every single day. I think it is the best thing that's happened to Warzone probably since Cold War was integrated.
Big statements coming from you.
I think like looking back, I was actually thinking about this the other day because like I love Rebirth, like obviously, but having both of them available is just like so refreshing to be able to rotate and like they play so differently that you feel like you're playing something new. And yeah, no, I was thinking about the other day actually, like Cold War got integrated, right? We didn't get a new map. We got updated Verdansk. And like, you know, like looking back, I don't know if the update, like, yeah, some of the POIs were improved, but like, I don't know. I might like if somebody were to be like, yo, you get Verdansk back this weekend, I think I'd choose the original one.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. But it's not that big of a difference.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying is like, you know, so like that was what we got for Cold War. Obviously the introduction of Rebirth Island was great, but it wasn't new. Like we've gotten not just Alcatraz in Blackout, but we had Alcatraz before. We've had Alcatraz in so many games, right? So it's like it's new but not really new. And then, you know, Caldera, I think, has its problems, right? Like, I think now Caldera is in a much better spot than it was when it got introduced.
Yeah,
but
100%.
like, the overall audience, I think, is not super happy with Caldera. But Fortune's Keep, I think, it plays really well. There's only a few parts of the map that like I really have issues with. I think like the inside of Keep is like really hard to see. Like I think it's way too dark in there, and like I've lost a lot of gunfights in there just because I just lost people. Like I couldn't see them.
Just lighting issues.
Yeah.
But you like the map overall. I've heard a
Love the map.
lot of like, social media influencers say that there's just too many levels. Like the elevation is so much more than Rebirth.
I think yes, I think that's true, but I think that's good because it makes it feel differently. Like if Fortune's Keep was just all 1 or 2 levels, right? Like Rebirth is like 1 or 2 levels, maybe
Yeah.
3 in some places. Like you have like security area, which is like kind of its own little thing that not that many people go to, right?
Yeah.
But like other than that, you have the inside of prison that has a couple of levels. Then you have the roof of prison and like the ground floor, and then like some little elevation changes. But like if Fortune's Keep were to take out the underground area, like I feel like it would feel too similar to
Rebirth.
Rebirth.
So you like the change overall?
I love it. Yeah. I mean, like right now, and part of this could be because it's new, right? But like I'm wanting to play Fortune's Keep way more than Rebirth.
Wow.
Like even with both of them in. And I love Rebirth.
Yeah, I think that's fair too. Like I haven't played Rebirth at all since it's come back, and if I do play like a Resurgence game mode, I play Fortune's Keep. I enjoy it.
Yeah. And I think like there was a lot of backlash that the first couple of days of Fortune's Keep. And I think a lot of that was just from we haven't really gotten anything new. Like Caldera came, right?
Mhm.
But there was a lot of the player base that haven't even tried Caldera.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that they were just like, oh, I'm not gonna play if Rebirth isn't in. I have no interest, right?
Mhm.
But then they played Fortune's Keep, and that was the first new thing that they played since
Yeah,
Verdansk,
that's true.
right? And so like they haven't had that sensation of like learning things new, and they're like, oh, I'm getting shot in the back. It's like, well, of course you are. Like you don't know where you are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course
true.
you're gonna get, of course you're not gonna know the positioning and like, all of that stuff. Like to me, that's like the fun of it is learning all of that and like figuring out all the secrets and like
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Well, as a Rebirth player, I know like
Mhm.
that's almost only what you play, like Rebirth and Fortune's Keep. If Verdansk were to come back in rotation in Warzone 2, would that be something you'd consider or no?
No,
Like original Verdansk? No?
I think it's gonna I don't know, it's tough. Like by the end of Verdansk, I was like pretty done with Verdansk.
Yeah.
Like the last few months of Verdansk, like I didn't play very much Verdansk at all because like I got hooked on Rebirth and like I was just like the pace of this is just so much better, right? I mean, I played a year and a half of nonstop Verdansk, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure, like obviously I would play it, but like would I grind it? I don't know.
Probably not, because I know a lot of people, like especially for Bryce. Bryce can speak for himself here. Like the cheaters are what drove a lot of like big map players to go to Rebirth, and like the last 3 months of Verdansk was literally cheating every other game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious: was it the cheaters mostly, or was it just the pacing?
No, I think it was the pacing. I mean, like obviously the cheaters were frustrating, but like I just, I can get sweaty in the game, right? Like I like going for high kills and stuff, but when I'm streaming, like I care way more about entertaining and talking to chat and stuff like that. And I just have an easier time on Rebirth doing that. Like there's a lot more dead time on the bigger maps, but like you don't know when you're not going to have dead time a lot of the time. Right? So it's like you get run up on by a team and I'm like looking at chat and you die on the big map and then you lose your googe or like you've already had your googe, right? Like you're just sitting there or not doing anything, right? For however long. Where on like Rebirth, it's like I can just full send the building. Like I can know there's 4 people in the building. I can full send, and like I'm either getting a great clip out of this, or I'm dead and I come back in 20 seconds. And in that time I can talk to chat and like, or like I can be talking to chat and like get sniped or whatever. And it's just not the end of the world, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. Bryce, what are you thinking about if they were to bring Verdansk back? You'd grind the heck out of it. How do you feel about like pace wise? Which one do you prefer more?
Like Verdansk versus like
Like
Caldera?
Rebirth or Fortune's Keep? Yeah.
I mean, I think they feel like it's almost like 2 completely different game modes now. I mean, and it is with the Resurgence, but it's like the like Wash talking about, the pacing is like of a Rebirth game is like much more like you're just like fighting, whereas like in like Caldera or even in Verdansk, it's like it's more BR, typical, as where you have like a lot less of the fighting and stuff. And I feel like there's like cons to that too, because it's when you go through a long game like that, it's to me at least it feels more rewarding when you end up doing well in it. But it is a lot harder to do that, and then there's the downside of if you're not doing well, then it's like you're just watching or whatnot.
Punishing.
Yeah.
No, that's
Absolutely punishing.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest parts where I agree with Wash is if you're like having a bad night on the big map, it's going to be a horrible night because you're spectating like the entire game until they buy you back, all that stuff. But I do feel like even though it's a much longer game, like 25, 30 minutes if you win, if you're like with a really fast-paced team and you're like, bounty, UAV, kill, team wipe, like you're just like moving. And to me, it feels like constant fighting. Of course, there's way bigger rotations, but like to me, that's what I love about it. And obviously I have those nights, but I do genuinely enjoy Fortune's Keep. I've been trying to give it more of a try because I'm usually against those Resurgence maps, but it is fun.
Fortune's Keep feels like an in-between. Like it's like a little bit bigger than Rebirth, but it feels bigger and like it plays differently, and like it feels more of like you get a little bit more of that like BR feel, I feel, out of Fortune's Keep than you do Rebirth. Part of that could be like we just know every little nook and cranny of Rebirth, so it's like you just know where to go and know every little angle. But I don't know. I think there's some things Verdansk could do if they were to bring it back. Like if we had redeploy balloons on Verdansk, like that would be a W, right? That would help some of those rotations and like
so much.
some of that, you know what I mean? Like there's just like looking back on Verdansk, it's like there's some like parts of that map that's like if you get stuck there, you are just absolutely,
there's no chance.
you're screwed, right?
Yeah. Especially Dam.
Yeah, for sure.
I've tried to Dam so many times.
Right.
God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm excited though for Warzone 2. I think it's gonna be different, and I think I think that's gonna force people to play some different types of stuff, which I think will be good.
Yeah, I think people will have a hard time adjusting to it, but I think it will be different, but for the better. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Warzone 2. Wash. Warzone 2 ranked. Grinding ranked.
Oh yeah, I'm all over that.
You're doing that?
Even if it's just...
so that's part of the problem for me, right? Is like on Caldera, right? I get that wins are like a little bit more rewarding, right? But like you still get nothing for it.
What do you mean?
Like for your win. Like you don't get anything for it other than a number.
Yeah, you do.
You
get to talk trash. You get to talk trash to the 12 spectators watching you.
That's true. But like, like that's something that like I feel like obviously everybody knows Apex has an amazing rank system. I mean, like it sounds like they kind of chalked it a little bit.
It was iffy, but
they kind of chalked it a little bit. But I feel like, you know, if you had something to like be working towards, it would give people like a better reason to do it. Because I feel like Call of Duty is such a casual game, right? The majority of the players are console, they're casual gamers, right? And I think that's why Rebirth is so successful with them, is like, you know, they jump on for 45 an hour after work, you know what I mean? Or after school, and they're just like, I just want to get some games in with the boys. And like, it's just, you get a little bit of, like, a taste of BR, but like, it's more stress free, right?
Oh yeah.
Whereas like, if those same players are jumping on Caldera and they play 2 games in that hour, and like they get like 2 engagements and they just get like, you know, run over, right? There's just like, I feel like there's nothing for them there, where if there was a rank, then maybe they could be working towards something, and that like shows them that it's like, okay, I'm not very good and I can like, you know,
Well,
improve.
I mean, yeah, but that brings it all the way back to my original question. What if ranked is only on the big map?
Yeah, let's say like
Yeah.
like right
Where are
now,
you going?
if you had Resurgence on Fortune's Keep and Rebirth, but Caldera had a ranked mode,
I
or
think
even
I'd
Verdansk was also
probably-
too on ranked.
I think I would probably, I don't know, it's tough. I would treat it kind of like I treat Apex. Like, I would play ranked, but not on stream. I would play like Resurgence modes on stream, because if I'm playing ranked, there's like something like really at stake there. And like, I feel like that's not a great viewing experience. You know, for
So
like,
you wouldn't grind.
I'd grind off stream. It was like, it would be
That's
like,
so much.
it would be like when Vanguard released. I put a lot of hours. Like, I got diamond on my SMGs in the first week, and I didn't do any of that on stream.
I hate Vanguard. I hate Vanguard so much.
I don't love it, but like that first week was fine. Like, it was fun. It was something different. Like, you know, it's like, you know, it's multiplayer. Like, multiplayer just doesn't hit the same anymore, right? And you know,
Okay.
yeah, I would, you know, I would probably do it off stream. You know, maybe there would be some days where like I'd be like, okay, we're gonna do ranked grind today on stream.
Picture this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce, I need your opinion on this. Wash Your Hands gets, like, he's already very big, but he gets big, okay? And he has the ability to do whatever he wants with his stream, just because the amount of viewership he brings in is insane, no matter what he plays, what he does. Imagine this. Wash Your Hand tournaments, okay? He starts doing tournaments. He hops, well, no, not even you hosting the tournaments. You start hopping into tournaments like nobody's business. Rebirth and Fortune's Keep only. You're just going crazy. I've always wanted to see you in tournaments. I've only seen one tournament. That was in Verdansk.
Well, we played some tournaments
You
together.
played a Rebirth
Well,
tournament.
I'm talking about on stream.
Okay.
Like, would you, way in the future, ever consider like going ham on tournaments? Because you're really good at Rebirth.
I don't
Like-
know. I think I would have to. There'd have to be something extra in it for me, like not like in it for me, like, you know, monetary or whatever. Like, there would have to be. I'd have to sweeten the pot for my community in some way. So like, I'd have to like add some sort of like game or challenge that they can like get involved in while they're watching. So like, you know, if I'm like, you know, going crazy in the tournament, right? And I'm just like hyper focused on the tournament, I feel like there'd have to be something else. Like, going back to like what I said at the beginning, right? It's like, I want, when you watch my stream, I want you to feel like you watch like a concert, right?
No, yeah.
And like, that's just not the vibe that like a tournament would be.
Okay, if you win the tournament, you freaking do a giveaway. If you lose, you eat a ghost pepper. Boom. You like the spicy stuff, apparently.
I do. I know. I got this thing just sitting here that's just waiting.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Oh my.
Just waiting. I've done a couple of like challenges that I was like, oh, we probably won't beat this. So like I'll have to eat it. And then we've beaten the challenges. And I'm just like, I have to keep throwing this one out there.
Dang, dude.
That one's gonna hurt.
I know it's going to be a brutal one.
Well, thank you, Wash, for joining us on the Chalk Podcast. If you guys aren't following Wash on Twitch and YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and Hover and
Every media, every social media.
Literally everywhere.
Wash Your Hands, 2 R's.
2 hours.
If you're coming from the Chalk Podcast, and you're like, you know what, I might check this guy out. He puts pickles on his hot dogs. Make sure to type lock in to his Twitch chat. He loves that, man. He's gonna be like, is that? And then your name. So thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to
Bryce,
fun.
What?
we need more listeners on Spotify.
Oh yeah. If you guys are listening on Instagram or on YouTube, check us out on Spotify. That'd be great. And also check us out on Instagram and TikTok where we post all that stuff. So yeah. Thank you for watching. And